You've been doing this for a bit. It is 7:51, and we are talking wind chimes with Home Depot, Debbie, and how you can make your own.
Absolutely.
So you have your own wind chimes in your backyard?
I do.
Do you sit outside and have a cup of coffee and just hear them?
You can do that, and they make such a beautiful sound. Like, you can even hear it in the house if it's windy out. So I just like to hear it all the time. And when I was deciding to make the wind chimes, you know, there's a lot of different pipe we have at Home Depot. So I was like, which one makes the best sound?
Oh, so did you do some testing?
Because I did. So for you. You're welcome.
DIY, and obviously always working on your side.
Absolutely. But I thought copper would make a beautiful wind chime, and it does, but it doesn't have the greatest sound.
Oh, okay.
PVC pipe, plastic, not great. Galvanized pipe, too heavy. So I ultimately landed on electrical conduit.
And is that inexpensive?
It is. So this is a 5-foot, and it's about $5. You can get a 10-foot for, $7. So, it's very inexpensive. You can make this hole with 5 chimes out of one 5-foot pipe. So it's pretty inexpensive for that. And you can see it makes like a beautiful noise.
Really nice. Yeah.
And to do that, first you're going to start by making your pipes that make the noise.
And how do you cut them?
To cut them, I'm using a pipe cutter. And this can cut copper, galvanized. It can cut all different kinds of pipe. And we have different sizes at Home Depot. Now, to do that, I just made 5 pipes, 12, 11, 10, 9, you know what I mean, 5 of them. And you're just going to measure out with your tape measure, and then you're going to use your copper pipe cutter. Whoa. Now, what you're going to do, just to show you, is you mark it, put your pipe in, you're going to tighten it, and then once you tighten it, you just wind it around the pipe, and this one took about 35 turns.
Do you have 35?
Yeah, it goes fast.
Kind of
you can see. And as you do it, you just tighten the edge, and as you turn it, it just cuts it very cleanly. You don't. It's pretty easy. Okay. But you can see how smooth it is. Then we're going to drill the holes at the top of the pipes. Now, to do that, you want to make sure you use a drill bit from metal, and you want to clamp it down for safety. I put it on a little cushion to keep it secure, and the drill bit from metal makes it really easy. Now, I like to use a little bit of oil for a lubricant just to make sure the drill bit lasts longer and it doesn't give you too much furring. And we're just going to drill down, and you're going to go all the way down to the end, and it goes through. Now, that takes a little bit of time to get it all the way through, but it really goes through nicely. And then what's really important is you want to make sure you use a furring tool or sandpaper to get the edges smooth, because once you start to string it, you don't want to fray your string or your wire. So this is a burring tool, and it gets all the rough edges out of the hole that you just made. Because metal, when we do the cutter, it doesn't, but when you do a drill bit, it does. Huh. So just to get
There's a tool for everything.
There's a tool for everything.
And I love that you have a nice manicure and all of your drill. I was admiring that. That's honestly what I was paying attention to as you were drilling. I was like, wow, look at, she's got all of her jewelry, all of her bling, and this nice manicure as she's doing all of these projects.
Well, none of this is too, it all works. And if you wear gloves, if you have a manicure and you don't want to ruin it, that will help as well. So once you get all this done, you're going to choose your top. Now, the top, these are reducers from our plumbing department. This one is a little more tall and decorative. This is a little more simple and modern. This is a reducer. You could paint it. You could use wood. You can do so many different things. Any top.
And these are all inexpensive, too.
They are. And what you're going to do is you're going to go around the base, and you need 5 holes. And I just used my tape measure. Around the base of this, it was 2.5 inches apart for each hole. Marked them with my Sharpie. And then we're just going to drill through. Now, this is a very thin metal, so it goes through very simply. And you just want to hold it secure and maybe use a towel or something underneath it to keep it straight. And then at the top, again, 2.5 inches apiece, drill all your holes, and you're like ready to put it together.
Ooh, okay, so we're going to do that in the 8 o'clock hour?
We are. We have, all the directions on my Home Depot Debbie Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any questions, you can find me at the Arrowhead Ranch Home Depot. And they make such a beautiful sound.
I do like it. That is a good sound.
It is.
I mean, like you said, you did your testing, and I did. And tell me about these pipes again. What are they?
So this is electrical conduit.
Electrical conduit. Okay.
Yes.
That's what you need to get in case you want to do this later on today.
Absolutely.
Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, it is. But you know what?
hopefully we do get some wind and you have some lovely wind chimes to show off. In the last hour, we kind of started these wind chimes with our friend Home Depot Debbie. We're going to finish them up now.
We are. Okay. You know, even just a light breeze will make wind chimes move, and we're making these right here.
That's lovely.
Just to recap, we used electrical conduit to make the pipes because it makes a beautiful sound, and it's inexpensive and easy to cut. We showed using a pipe cutter and drilling the holes earlier, and a deburring tool to make sure they're nice and smooth. Now we're going to put them together, and the best thing to use is either wire, fishing line, which is clear, or nylon string. The nylon string works best because it won't fray as much when you're feeding it through the metal. And that's where the deburring tool came in to make sure it's nice and smooth after you drill the holes and it doesn't catch. Now, I made my own needle, as Scott pointed out, but you can use a large sewing needle, but this is just a piece of wire that I wrapped around the string. You need about 36 inches. You could even go 48 if you want, because we're gonna use one string continuously instead of tying off each one. Now you can, if you want, tie one pipe to one hole, each one individually, but it is nice to do all of them. So what you're going to do is you're just going to feed your needle through and your string, pull it through, and then you're going to go into the hole. And again, you're just going to keep doing this 5 times through, and then you're going to leave about 4 inches here so you get this dangle.
Okay, cool.
Once you get this, you're going to tie it at the end, and then you have all your pipes on there. And then you're going to do your center part, which is going to help make your noise. And I'm using just a cabinet knob, a wood one. You can use a metal one if you want. The wood one is nice because then you can add an eye hook at the bottom and the top, and then use a washer at the bottom. And this helps dingle it. Dingle, dangle, make noise. And then at the top, you're just going to use some wire or the string, and I used just a key ring at the top to hang it. And then you hang them out in your yard, and they're beautiful.
I love that.
And
oh my gosh.
When you're done, you know, you could hang them anywhere. You could use multiples. They really make a nice sound in your yard, and you know, pretty easy to make.
Totally easy to make, and you don't need anything, you know, super special to make this lovely noise.
Right.
It's just all basic stuff, but it sounds great and it looks great.
It does. And I'm going to have all the information on my Home Depot Debbie Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions, find me at the Arrowhead Branch Home Depot.
We love that, and we need to get out and enjoy the weather while we can. The patio weather with the wind chimes.
For sure.
Thank you, Debbie.
Okay.